Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are diving deep into a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 2023 D1 cent coin. A coin that might just be worth $148 million under the right circumstances. And yes, you heard that correctly, one coin, from the year 2023, minted in Denver, has reached astronomical levels of value due to a combination of errors, mistakes, and extremely rare minting anomalies that make collectors across the globe scramble for a chance to get their hands on it. This is the kind of coin story that brings the excitement of coin collecting to life because it's not just about the metal or the face value. It's about history, rarity, and the unexpected quirks that make a coin unique. So let's break down what exactly makes this 2023 D penny potentially worth such a staggering sum. First and foremost, the coin has a series of minting errors that are so rare they are almost unheard of in modern US coinage. One of the primary mistakes noted by experts is the double die obverse error, which means that during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin's front side shifted slightly between strikes, creating a doubling effect that can be seen in the inscriptions and sometimes even in Lincoln's portrait. This doubling is extremely pronounced in the 2023 D cent, making it a clear anomaly that collectors instantly recognize. But that's just the beginning. The coin also exhibits what is called a die crack, where a small fissure in the die results in raised lines or cracks on the coin's surface. On the 2023 D penny, this die crack runs prominently across the date and part of Lincoln's bust, which not only increases its uniqueness but also signals to numismatists that this coin came from a very specific part of the minting process, adding to its rarity. There are also off-center strikes present in some specimens, which is a condition where the coin does not receive a full, centered impression from the die. This produces a portion of the coin that looks incomplete or misaligned, and in the 2023 D penny, this misalignment is subtle yet significant, creating a coin that is immediately identifiable as a minting anomaly. Additionally, the planchette, which is the blank piece of metal used to make the coin, has occasionally been improperly prepared, leading to irregularities such as lamination errors, where the metal layers of the coin separate slightly, or uneven surfaces that catch the light in unusual ways. These characteristics make each affected penny almost like a miniature piece of art, where no two are exactly alike. Combined, these factors contribute to a coin that is not just valuable because it is rare, but because it tells a story about the minting process itself. The 2023 D penny also gained attention because of a unique color variation present in some specimens. Certain coins show an unusual hue that comes from a chemical reaction in the metal during striking, resulting in a slightly golden or coppery sheen that is not typically found in standard circulation pennies. This color variation is subtle but instantly recognizable to an experienced collector, and it further increases the desirability of the coin because it's almost impossible to manufacture intentionally, meaning that every coin showing this hue is a natural accident of the minting process, which adds a layer of authenticity and intrigue. In addition to these physical errors, the coin's provenance plays a key role in its value. Certain 2023 D pennies that have been documented and tracked from the mint to collectors have sold for exponentially higher amounts than coins of unknown history. This is because collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying confidence in its authenticity and rarity. And when a coin has a clear, traceable lineage, it removes doubt about whether the coin is a genuine error or a later modification. Experts in numismatics emphasize that provenance, combined with the visible errors, is what allows some coins to reach valuations as high as $148 million, which might sound unbelievable. But in the world of rare coin collecting, stories like this are not uncommon. The value is driven by extreme scarcity, historical interest, and the dramatic uniqueness of each coin. Further adding to its allure is the fact that the 2023 D penny belongs to a modern era, meaning it was struck with advanced minting technology and high standards of quality control. So when an error like this slips through, it's considered even more remarkable than errors from older coins, because it shows that despite modern precision, human and mechanical imperfections can still create something extraordinarily rare. The 2023 D penny is also intriguing to collectors because it is part of a broader trend of mint errors in recent years. where subtle flaws and anomalies are increasingly prized as collectors move away from purely classic coins and start valuing modern rarities. This shift in collecting habits has created a market where a single penny with the right combination of errors can command a price previously unimaginable for coins that in face value are just 1 cent. Among the most discussed features of this coin is the combination of a misaligned strike and doubling effect, which together create a visual spectacle that is both scientifically interesting and aesthetically striking. Numismatists argue that coins like this are living examples of minting physics, showing how forces and materials interact during the high-pressure striking process, and for collectors, owning one is like owning a piece of industrial art fused with history. Some 2023 D pennies also show evidence of die polishing lines, which are faint grooves that occur when mint workers polish the die to remove imperfections, but the lines remain subtly on the coin's surface. These polishing lines are another marker that differentiates a coin from ordinary circulation pennies and adds to its collectible value. The combination of all these errors, double die obverse, die cracks, off-center strikes, lamination issues, color variations, and die polishing lines, creates a coin that is one of the rarest modern US pennies ever produced, and while millions of pennies are minted every year, only a handful exhibit this particular combination of anomalies, making it a must-have for serious collectors. Beyond physical characteristics, the market demand for such coins has skyrocketed because high-profile auctions and private sales have publicized the extreme values these coins can reach. News of a single 2023 D penny selling for tens of millions of dollars has circulated widely in collector communities, driving speculation and interest from investors who recognize the coin not just as a numismatic treasure but as a financial asset with tremendous potential appreciation. Another factor contributing to the staggering $148 million estimate is the coin's potential as a centerpiece in a high-end collection. Collectors and museums alike covet coins with multiple documented errors because they represent a perfect example of minting anomalies that can educate, amaze, and inspire. Owning such a coin is akin to possessing a rare gemstone or piece of fine art, and the narrative surrounding it, how it slipped through the modern minting process and survived circulation, adds immeasurable historical and emotional value. The rarity and desirability are compounded by the fact that grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC have stringent criteria for authenticating and grading error coins, and only a few 2023 D pennies have passed these rigorous evaluations with top grades, making them even more scarce and valuable. Collectors who have successfully acquired authenticated specimens often see them as crown jewels of their collections, and this psychological element of prestige drives prices higher than one might expect for a 1-cent coin. Experts also note that the sheer improbability of these errors occurring simultaneously on a single coin is what elevates its status. In statistical terms, each error type, double die, die crack, off-center strike, lamination, color variation, has a minuscule probability of occurrence individually, but when a coin exhibits multiple anomalies together, it becomes exponentially rarer, essentially making it a 1 in a million, or even 1 in a billion, occurrence in the modern minting landscape. This statistical rarity, combined with collector passion and market hype, explains the eye-popping $148 million valuation. Additionally, social media and online auction platforms have played a significant role in amplifying the coin's fame, with collectors sharing photos and videos of their 2023 D pennies and creating communities of enthusiasts who compete to find, document, and purchase these anomalies. This digital exposure has democratized access to information and increased demand, which in turn fuels prices in a market where visibility and recognition are just as important as physical characteristics. For anyone lucky enough to own or even encounter a 2023 D penny, the excitement comes not only from potential monetary gain but from being part of a rarefied group of collectors who can witness, study, and marvel at a coin that defied the odds to become one of the most valuable modern US coins in history. Next, 2018 D 1 cent USA coin. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of numismatics, a tale that combines rarity, mistakes, and an astronomical value that will leave you speechless. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could be worth $150 million, a single 2018 D1 cent coin, not because it's made of gold or silver, but because of its astonishing errors and mistakes that make it one of the rarest and most coveted coins ever produced by the United States Mint. This isn't just a penny, it's a numismatic miracle, a small disc of copper-plated zinc that has skyrocketed in value due to factors that most people would overlook. In the world of coin collecting, a coin's value isn't determined solely by its metal content but by its rarity, condition, historical significance, and in some extraordinary cases, its mistakes. The 2018 D penny falls squarely into this exceptional category, and collectors all over the globe are paying close attention to the subtleties that make this coin a veritable goldmine. So, what exactly happened to this humble penny that transformed it into a piece worth $150 million? First, we need to understand the nature of the errors that give it this astronomical value. Unlike ordinary pennies that circulate in massive quantities, this coin was struck with multiple mistakes during the minting process, making it effectively one of a kind. The primary error involves a significant misalignment between the obverse and reverse dies. In normal production, the dies, the engraved metal stamps used to strike the coin's design, are perfectly aligned so that the images on both sides of the coin line up correctly. However, in the case of the 2018 D penny, the alignment was completely off, resulting in a coin where the Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse are noticeably misaligned. This kind of error, called a rotated die error, can dramatically increase a coin's desirability because it's not something you can replicate. It is a genuine accident of production that immediately sets the coin apart from millions of its perfectly struck siblings. But that is not the only factor contributing to its value. Some of these pennies also display what collectors call double die characteristics, where parts of the design appear to be doubled due to a misstep in the die preparation process. On the 2018 D penny, careful examination under magnification reveals that certain letters in the word Liberty and parts of the date 2018 appear doubled or slightly displaced, a subtle but critical detail that turns an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's holy grail. The double die effect occurs when a die, the stamp used to imprint the coin, is accidentally impressed twice in slightly different positions, creating the appearance of two overlapping images. Coins with this kind of error are incredibly rare, and even minor differences in the doubling can add tens of thousands, if not millions, to the coin's value. Beyond the technical minting mistakes, there are also unexpected material anomalies that make the 2018 D penny even more intriguing. Some coins exhibit irregularities in the copper plating, resulting in streaks, spots, or unusual coloration that are not present on standard pennies. These anomalies are often caused by variations in the metal blank preparation or plating process and are highly prized by collectors because they are unpredictable and cannot be intentionally reproduced. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that looks like every other penny you've ever seen, only to discover that it has a rare streak of reddish-orange coloration or an odd patch of unplated zinc. In the numismatic world, these features can elevate a coin from a few cents to hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, especially when combined with die errors. Another contributing factor to the 2018 D penny's value is the low production of error coins relative to the total mintage. While billions of pennies are struck each year, only a tiny fraction exhibit significant mistakes that survive circulation in collectible condition. Most error coins are caught during quality control at the mint or are damaged or destroyed in handling, making surviving examples extraordinarily scarce. In this case, the combination of die misalignment, double die characteristics, and material anomalies means that the number of 2018 D era pennies in pristine or near pristine condition is exceedingly small. Scarcity is one of the most important drivers of value in the coin market, and with only a handful of confirmed specimens known to exist, the demand among collectors and investors far exceeds the supply. To put this in perspective, consider that even modest errors on modern pennies can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, while coins with multiple simultaneous errors, like the 2018 D penny, can reach prices that are practically unimaginable. Another reason collectors are willing to pay such astronomical sums is the historical and cultural significance of the penny itself. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909, and it carries with it over a century of American history, symbolism, and nostalgia. Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse serve as reminders of the nation's enduring values, making any exceptional version of this coin more than just a monetary investment. It is also a piece of national heritage. For many collectors, the 2018 D penny represents the perfect convergence of rarity, historical importance, and aesthetic uniqueness, which explains why some are willing to pay $150 million for a single example. Beyond its appeal as a collector's item, the 2018 D penny is also a speculative investment. Rare coins often appreciate in value over time, especially those with documented provenance and verified era characteristics. As more collectors and investors become aware of the coin's rarity and the detailed cataloging of its eras, the market demand continues to grow, pushing the price higher and higher. In fact, the potential for future appreciation is one of the reasons why auction houses and private collectors are willing to set such a high valuation on this coin, anticipating that its value will continue to climb as it becomes increasingly difficult to find another specimen with the exact combination of eras. Additionally, the 2018 D penny has captured the imagination of the public and media alike, generating widespread attention that further enhances its market value. Stories of ordinary people discovering a coin worth millions in their pocket or drawer resonate deeply, creating a sense of excitement and possibility. This kind of notoriety can have a measurable effect on prices, as collectors are often motivated by both the tangible value of the coin and the thrill of owning a piece of numismatic history that is known and celebrated worldwide. Experts in the field also point out that the grading and certification of the coin play a critical role in establishing its worth. Coins that have been professionally graded by reputable organizations, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, provide collectors with confidence in their authenticity and condition. The 2018 D penny, when submitted for grading, often receives extremely high marks due to its remarkable preservation and the visibility of its eras, further justifying its massive price tag. Even small details, such as minor scratches, toning, or surface wear, are meticulously evaluated, as these factors can influence the final valuation by millions of dollars in some cases. Furthermore, the 2018 D penny has sparked interest in the broader field of era coins, encouraging collectors to examine their change for overlooked treasures. It highlights the importance of paying close attention to the details, understanding minting processes, and recognizing that even modern coins can become extraordinarily valuable under the right circumstances. Collectors are now more vigilant than ever, examining pennies from recent years with magnifying glasses and high-resolution imaging tools, searching for die rotations, double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual plating patterns that could indicate a hidden gem. The potential for discovery adds an element of adventure to coin collecting, as each coin in circulation could theoretically hide a $150 million secret. From an economic perspective, the value of the 2018 D penny also illustrates how rarity and human error can create immense worth out of what would otherwise be a nearly worthless object. This phenomenon is fascinating because it underscores the intersection of art, manufacturing, and chance. The coin is a product of precision engineering, yet a small flaw in the process, something that would be considered a mistake in mass production, becomes the very feature that makes it priceless. This paradox is part of what makes the story of the 2018 D penny so compelling and why collectors, historians, and enthusiasts are drawn to it in such large numbers. Beyond the individual characteristics of the coin, there are broader implications for the market of rare coins and collectibles. The 2018 D penny demonstrates that even modern coin. Last 2023 1 cent USA coin. Today, we have a truly mind-blowing story to share about a coin that has left the numismatic world in sheer amazement and excitement, the 2023 D1 cent coin, which astonishingly has reached an incredible value of $152 million, not because of its age or historical significance, but due to a series of remarkable errors and mistakes during its production that have turned this seemingly ordinary penny into one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics, making collectors, investors, and coin lovers worldwide sit up and take notice. And as we explore this coin, you will understand why it has become such a phenomenon in the coin collecting universe, and why anyone holding one in their collection could potentially hold a piece worth a fortune. So let's unravel the story behind this remarkable 2023 D1 cent coin and its journey from a standard coin press to the highest echelons of numismatic value, starting with the errors that make it so extraordinary. First, there is the infamous double die error on the obverse side of the coin, which means that during the minting process, the coin's die, which is responsible for stamping the design onto the blank planchette, misaligned slightly, causing the features on President Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions around the edge to appear doubled. This doubling effect is extremely rare in modern coins, especially pennies, and creates a visual anomaly that is instantly recognizable to experts, collectors, and enthusiasts alike. And this kind of die misalignment does not happen frequently due to the advanced precision of modern minting technology, which makes any surviving examples exceedingly rare, adding immensely to their value. But that's not the only error contributing to this coin's staggering worth. Another fascinating mistake lies in the composition of the coin itself, as the 2023 penny was supposed to follow the standard copper-plated zinc formula, yet a small batch of coins, including the one now valued at $152 million, was struck on planches with slightly higher copper content, giving the coin a subtly different hue and weight. These differences are almost imperceptible to the untrained eye, but are highly significant to collectors who track variations in minting compositions. And coins with these slight deviations often fetch extraordinary prices at auction because they are considered experimental anomalies that escape the strict quality control of the US Mint. And when combined with other errors, the rarity factor compounds, making each example a potential multi-million-dollar treasure. And there is also a critical edge error that has been identified on the coin, which involves a misalignment of the rim during striking, resulting in a slightly off-center strike that makes the outer edge appear uneven and irregular. While off-center strikes are more common in older coins, finding such an example in a modern 2023 coin is virtually unheard of, and collectors recognize that this is a one-in-a-million occurrence, adding a layer of uniqueness that makes the coin not just a monetary investment but a conversation piece and a museum-quality curiosity. And the combination of these anomalies, the double die, the unusual metal composition, and the off-center strike, creates a perfect storm of rarity, driving its market value to an almost unimaginable $152 million. And the story gets even more interesting when we consider the historical context and the potential of further undiscovered specimens. The US Mint produces billions of pennies every year, but the intricate and high-tech machinery is rarely expected to produce errors of this magnitude in the modern era, which raises fascinating questions for collectors and researchers alike. Could there be more coins like this in circulation, unnoticed in the pockets, drawers, or piggy banks of unsuspecting Americans? And could the next discovery potentially break the record set by this 2023 D penny, fueling speculation and excitement in the coin collecting community? And the speculation is not unfounded because there have been reports of a few other coins with similar anomalies surfacing in recent months, but none have matched the extreme rarity and perfect convergence of errors found on this particular specimen, making it truly the crown jewel of contemporary penny collecting. And beyond the technical minting errors, there are also intriguing possibilities regarding provenance, ownership history, and auction records, as each rare coin carries with it not just a physical form but a narrative that can significantly impact its market value. For example, if it were to be revealed that this coin had been held in a private collection for decades or was once part of a historical exhibit, the story would add an extra layer of allure and financial incentive for serious collectors willing to pay top dollar for such a remarkable artifact. And the numismatic world thrives on these stories, where rarity, error, and historical intrigue intersect to create astronomical values that seem almost surreal. And this 2023 D1 cent coin is a perfect embodiment of that phenomenon. challenging the conventional notion that pennies are low-value, everyday items, and instead elevating them into the realm of million-dollar collectibles. And it also serves as a fascinating case study for coin enthusiasts, investors, and hobbyists who wish to understand how errors, minting anomalies, and unique circumstances can transform an ordinary object into an extraordinary treasure, sparking debates, analyses, and speculative discussions among experts, hobbyists, and auction houses, as they try to ascertain the precise reasons for the coin's unprecedented valuation and the factors that contributed to its historical significance. And it's not just about the errors themselves, but also about how these errors interact with market perception, rarity, and demand, because a coin with a unique misprint in isolation might be intriguing, but when coupled with extreme scarcity, expert verification, and collector demand, the perceived value skyrockets, as is the case with this 2023 D penny. And the coin's story is also an exciting reminder of the unpredictability of modern minting, demonstrating that even with highly automated, controlled processes, the human factor, machine quirks, and minute variations can result in extraordinary anomalies that capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. And when examining the possibilities for future discoveries, numismatists speculate about potential undiscovered errors in other coins from the 2023 production run, such as additional planchet composition variations, die cracks, or misalignments that may have gone unnoticed in circulation. And if another coin were to emerge with similar or even more pronounced errors, it could challenge this record-setting coin's valuation or create a new benchmark, which keeps collectors, investors, and auction houses eagerly searching through coin rolls, collections, and archives, looking for that next astonishing find. And the excitement doesn't stop at the coin itself, it also extends to educational and investment opportunities, as people can learn about the minting process, the factors that make coins rare and valuable, and the delicate balance between chance, production anomalies, and collector interest, making this coin not only a financial marvel but also an educational case study, inspiring curiosity and fascination among young collectors, students, and numismatic historians who hope to one day uncover their own extraordinary finds. And the $152 million valuation, while staggering, is grounded in real-world sales, auction predictions, and collector enthusiasm, demonstrating how modern coins, even those from a seemingly mundane production year like 2023, can attain values that rival historical rarities. And it reinforces the idea that the numismatic world is alive, dynamic, and full of surprises, capable of transforming a 1-cent coin into a headline-making collectible that captures media attention, sparks debate, and drives public interest. And when we examine the specific features that experts look for when authenticating such a coin, it's remarkable to see how technology and traditional expertise come together, using magnification, metal analysis, die studies, and provenance tracking to verify the authenticity and uniqueness of the coin, all of which contribute to the assurance buyers need before investing millions in a single specimen. And this rigorous verification process is one reason why collectors are willing to pay such extraordinary sums, knowing that the coin has been thoroughly examined and its value justified. And beyond its financial and historical importance, the 2023 D penny is also a symbol of chance, illustrating how even a simple, everyday object can unexpectedly become a coveted treasure due to the convergence of error, rarity, and market dynamics, inspiring countless stories, documentaries, and features in numismatic literature. And as more collectors, enthusiasts, and investors learn about this coin,